Here we go. All right, now, again, listen. All right, we're gonna go over the work from yesterday. So everybody pull that out, put it on your desk, and then we will verify everything. Again, we'll just do it in sections. All right, so you can see how things are going. All right, shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, let's see what you got. My recommendation is obviously anything you make a mistake on, just highlight or make a star or do whatever you're going to do. So you'll review that particular problem tonight. All right, if you get them all right, then you should make a really good grade tomorrow. So let's first start with questions 1 through 6. All right, now some of them, I think it's important to be able to just make them out of 100. I don't really like doing the long division. So let's go ahead and take a look at those and make sure that everybody sees those numbers. Now, somebody asked me because they remembered what 3/8 was, can you just write the answer? Yes, you can write the answer. All right, if you remember 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8, those were the common ones.
Oh, I actually skipped one.
I remember 6, I got 0.74.
Good. All right, so let's take a look at why the answer is 94, right? So do you agree we're just multiplying the top and bottom by 2, right?
Yeah.
So 47 times 2. 40 times 2 is 80. 7 times 2 is 14. 80 plus 14 is 94.
Yeah, I probably just had to do it.
Yep, that's okay. It's totally okay. All right. Again, please highlight if you made a mistake. Anybody else need any help with questions 1 through 6? Anybody? What?
Somehow for number 5, I got 0.36 repeating, not 0.63 repeating.
Okay, well, all you have to do, Oliver, is to look up on the board and see and check where your mistake is at. All right? I don't want to check your mistakes. I want you to look at the board and see the right answers and correct your work.
I'm still kind of confused on like 3.
So it's just a division problem. Right, so for 3/8, you just, this number comes outside and then you're always this. You with me?
So with 8, you always divide it.
Yeah. Mhm. Right, because there's no easy way to convert that to 100. You with me on this? All right, thank you, Graham. All right, anybody else on 1 through 6 need an explanation? Emily, you all good? Thank you. All right, now what we want to do is we just want to go through 7 through 12. Let me blow this up a little bit. Now you're converting the fractions to, or I'm sorry, the decimals to fractions. So if everybody could look at that, double check your work. See how things are going.
Do we have to simplify it?
Always, every fraction must be simplified. All right, you're not allowed to leave it as 125 over 1,000. You have to reduce it down. That's why it's good to know that 0.125 is what? 1/8. You can save yourself a bunch of time if you knew that. Does anybody have any questions with 7 through 12? Does anybody have any questions with 7 through 12? Good for you.
They have like 3/8. Is it just 125 times like whatever? Like say it's 4, just like you have 125 times 4.
Say that one more time.
For like 3/8.
Yeah.
Since 1/8 is 125.
Yes, 3/8, just multiply that by 3. That's exactly correct. That's a really, actually, that's how I did it. Right, I always knew 1/8 was 0.125 and I just multiplied by 3. Right, that's very good. Because 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 or 325 is easy. All right, that's a nice way. All right, very good. And then for 5/8, I just did 0.5 plus 0.125. And that gave me 0.625. That's kind of how I would like for you to think about it. That was almost in the garbage. Thank you for not throwing that in the garbage. Whoever didn't throw it in the garbage.
Well,
I appreciate that. Somebody came and got it. All right. So, sorry, Evelyn. Is that good now? Everything's good? Anybody have any questions? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look, I really, the test tomorrow is just like this, just like it. All right. No excuses. All right. I want everybody to do well. So if you don't know something, you got to talk now. Yes. Good for you, Charlotte.
On the test, if you don't simplify.
It's a point off. That is correct. You have to reduce the fractions, not optional. Have to reduce. All right. All right, let's move on. All right, let's just look at 13 through 17. I think on the test, what I did was I just picked 3 out of those 5 and you just had to fill it in for me. All right, I really kind of want you to write the abbreviations. All right, I think you should know them. Now, someone tell me what we said rational meant. I didn't write it up there. Mr. Cappy, do you remember?
it can be turned into a fraction.
Yes, any number that can be turned into a fraction. Thank you, Mr. Cappy. That's perfect. Any number that can be written as a fraction. What about irrational then, Mr. Cappy?
Irrational cannot be put into a fraction.
Cannot be put into a fraction. That's exactly right. And the important ones were pi. All right. And the other one is, remember, is important is if you see a string of numbers that doesn't repeat, those are considered what? Irrational, right? But as soon as I put what? For example, 0.6 repeating, is that a rational number? Yeah, because that can be put into a fraction, 6/9. Right? Now, please ask again if you're unfamiliar with the letters, the abbreviations, anything on that? Anything? All right, seems like we're doing pretty good. All right, flipping the page. Not flipping the page, sorry, 18 through 23. And you know what? If on the test you forget the abbreviations, you can just write the word out. Is everybody with me on that? But I don't want you to abbreviate integer int. Okay, if you forget the abbreviations, you're going to write the whole word out. What?
For our test, are like, for example, like.
This is the test. This is the test. I promise you, this is the test. That's how I give tests. All right, it's exactly like the review, same exact format. All right. All I do is I go into the test and change it from a review, put a quiz or a test on there, and then just change the numbers up. And then what I do is I go find different word problems. All right. I make up the word problems. All right. But the basic arithmetic, everybody should know how to do that. Agreed? Okay. So no questions here. All right. Let's flip the page. Now everybody look at 24, 25, 26, 27. Because it's big enough, you should be able to see. Then remember, if you made a mistake, just put a star by it. And if you want me to explain something, I can do that for you. If you got it right all by yourself, put a check, right? And again, like I said, guys, there's nothing's going to be changed. Nothing. Same exact format tomorrow. There just won't be as many questions. Anybody have any issues with 24, 25, 26, 27? Easy, right, Miss Nelson? Yeah. Noah, you good? Graham?
I just forgot to simplify.
Yep. And again, make yourself a note. You must simplify to get full credit. You must simplify to get full credit. You okay with that? Anybody? I'm moving on. Since there are no questions. All right. Let's look at 28, 29, 30, and 31. All right. A couple of the kids last class had some problems. 31 was an issue for most kids. Yes.
For 31, I got 12.
All right. We'll double check it. All right. What about 28, 29? Anybody have any issues with 28 or 29? Mr. Cappy?
I just wanna know, 31, is that a 1 or an 11?
What do you,
On the 55?
50? Oh, yeah, I reduced it to a 5. I divided it by 11. Or I'm gonna do 31 over, so. All right, everybody should be
Yeah, for 30, 12 over 1's the same thing.
as what?
For
Yeah,
next-
yeah, yes, 12 over 1 is the same as 12. But of course, we don't write 12 over 1, we just write 12, right?
They get points off though.
Depends on if I like you. All right, I play favorites. No, you see what I mean? It just looks silly to write. It looks silly to write over 1, right? So I try to tell kids all the time, you really wouldn't do that. All right, so now what I want you to do is look at your fractions and see if you got the same 4 fractions I did. Now, generally what happens here is there's 4 negatives, so I knew the answer was going to be what? Yeah, I know it's going to be positive. So sometimes I would just not put these in here and just take them off because I knew the answer was going to be positive. And that's one less thing for me to worry about. Right now, it's just a matter of reducing, right? So to me, the first thing I did was I saw that's 7 and that's 7. Everybody agreeing with that? And now I said, well, there's an 11 and there's 55. And then I said, there's a 5 and there's a 5 over here. And then I looked at the 5 and the 10. And then just said 2 times 42. Can you reduce it a different way?
Yeah.
You can reduce it whatever way you want. As long as one's on the top and one's on the bottom, they can do what to each other? Cross out. Okay? Everybody okay with that?
Mhm.
Any issues with 31? All right, I'm pretty happy now. All right, now we just want to take a look at the reciprocal. Anybody have any questions with just the reciprocal? Pretty straightforward, right?
That's 37.
Anybody have any issues?
No.
All right, now we start getting into division. You have to be careful because the negatives, you got to remember to take the reciprocal. Lots of ways to make a little mistake here and there. Everybody's looking at their paper and looking at these answers. And if it's different, you just tell me and I can help you. Yes, London, good for you. A positive divided by a negative is a what?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's my fault. I left out the negative here. I just like to go back and count. You know what I mean? Like I look and say, okay, there's one negative. I don't do the negatives at the beginning, right? Because it's easy to make a mistake. Graham, yes, sir.
For 36, I got 1 over 10.
Okay, so what I need you to do now, your mistake, I can tell right off the bat, you didn't do the reciprocal.
Oh, I didn't do the reciprocal.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
would
why I
really
want
have
it.
to do the reciprocal, please.
Yeah, because it's division. Division is change division to multiplication and then do the reciprocal. Do you agree with this or not?
Yeah, the first one you keep the same, and the second one.
Yeah. Yes, London.
Also, I'm very good. I have to get that to you.
Because 4 goes into 12 and 16. Right, I divided by 4, divided by 4. Happy with that? Anybody else on 36 through 39? All right, everybody take a quick look at 40 and 41.
Number 41, I got negative 59 over 58.
Isn't that what I got? True. I'll bring it down so you can see it better. That's good. Okay. Emily.
For number 40, I got 110.
Yeah, just because you didn't reduce the 110 and the 25, okay? Because you can reduce 110 by 5 and 25 by 5. Sorry, Jacob, tell me.
For number 41, how would it still be negative if there are two negatives?
Oh, there is, it's not two negatives. I don't know why I have that there. I think when I just moved it down. Right, that's another reason why I don't like it. I just always say it's going to be positive or negative. Thank you for seeing that. 59 over 58. I think my original answer was positive. I just accidentally put a negative in. All right, please look, 40 and 41. Anybody? Is that easy? Okay, let's go to 42 and 43. Now, several kids made mistakes here. Yes, sir.
For number 42, I got C.
Well, because look, 2 divided by 1/2 means 2
But I put
times the
over
rest,
1.
right? So that becomes 4, right?
I would. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't cross it out. I crossed it out.
Does that make sense now, right? Change division to multiplication. Change division to multiplication, then you do the reciprocal.
For number 3, I got A.
For which one?
Oh, for number 40.
Okay, well, let me just go back. I was helping Graham. You okay with that, Graham?
But I put 2 over 1, like for some.
Yeah, you can do that. 2 over
I put
1.
2 over 1, and then I canceled them out.
No, because you have to do the change division to multiplication and then do the reciprocal. Okay?
Where did it say to do the reciprocal? I don't know.
Anytime you divide fractions, you got to change division to multiplication and then do the reciprocal. That's the rule.
I'm not good.
You with me on that? That's the rule. Okay? You're very welcome, Graham. All right, somebody asked me about 43. How did I know 43B was automatically the answer? Yeah, B is positive and A is what? So it doesn't matter what the answer is. A positive is always greater than a negative. All right, I think that's helpful. All right, now let's talk about 44. Was everybody able to see 44 is obviously, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I forgot. All right, sorry. I just wanted to fix this before. Now, is everybody okay with this being? All right, is everybody okay with this being D?
Yeah.
Everybody good? All right, now what I want to do is go to the next one. All right. Here we go. 45. Is everybody okay with 45 being C? Any issues with that? I had a couple of people ask me about 46. How many fifths are there in 5?
Yeah, I got C. I got A.
A is good. C is good. What's correct?
D.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Mr. Cappy, do you want to explain that?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
What I did 5 times 5 is 25, and then I did plus 2, and then I got 27 over 5, and then 5 on the bottom, and that's the fifth and then it'll be 27.
That's
That's what I got, but I didn't really know what it meant when it says how many fifths.
all right. So let me explain this to you now, because I think this is important. Please look up here on the board, because I wasn't good at math until I had someone show me that if you were able to draw things out, it makes it more clear. So what I want to do is I'm going to do something right here. I'm going to copy this, paste. All right, please look up now so you can see something for me. Uh-oh. And now I want everybody to look at that. That represents 5 holes, correct? Come on, look up now, just so you can make sure you understand what I'm saying. There's 5 holes, right? If I cut them into fifths, that means it's like a pizza, cutting it into 5 slices. So each pizza has how many slices? 5. So there's 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, and 5 here. So automatically that makes what? That makes 25. But your other pizza, all right, we have a problem with the other pizza. Why do we have a problem? Because there's only 2 slices left, right? So that's how you should kind of visually be seeing that. All right, that's why we say there are 27 fifths. Is that okay with everybody? All right, everybody good with that now? All right, here we go. How do we know it's C? Tell me.
Because this is just random, like if you, well, like first it's obviously a C because it's a fraction plus a whole number for D, and then everything else is either subtraction or just one in general.
Right, so if you're looking at these right here, you would simply say which one is greater? C is obviously greater, right?
If you like did the math and said like A was 7, and then you like added or
You did exactly right, kiddo. But let's make A 6, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Right, if we let A be 6, this would be 5, this would be 6, this would be 9, and that would be 3, right? Because 6 divided by 3 plus 1. So C is bigger. So if I take 1/4 of each one of those, still C is bigger. All right, everybody good? 7 wasn't bad, right? But 6 just was easier to do the math. All right, does anybody have any questions with that? Okay, again, guys, I'm telling you, listen, I promise you nothing is different. Nothing. I even told you, I didn't make you write out all of them, but on these, I made you like do 3 out of 5. So you just have to write them out. All right, now I want everybody to go to their iPad and go to Classroom right now. Everybody's doing this for me. Yeah, put your binders. Okay, well, everyone who has an iPad, get out your iPad. Go to Classroom. Just listen to what I'm saying. You'll be okay. Now, once you're in Classroom, you should see Review. Now, I want you to put that in Notability right now. Everybody double click on and move it over to Notability. Click on it and then move it to Notability. Now you have a blank copy that's got all the answers. You have a blank copy that's on Notability. I promise you, the least you should do is look at your mistakes on your paper and try to redo it again on the Notability. Is everybody with me on that? Right, but what I really want everybody to do is everybody want to redo the review a second time. And if you do the review a second time and you grade yourself and you got them all correct, you're probably going to get a what tomorrow?
100.
You're probably going to get 100 unless you just make a careless mistake. All right, that's it. All right, we're not goofing around. You're studying right now. All right, you are redoing the review on notability. Anybody have any questions with that?